$34 billion. That's how much this company was worth. They had a revolutionary hydrogen truck, partnerships with General Motors, pre-orders worth hundreds of millions, and every single bit of it was staged. Watch this again. See that truck moving? It's not driving. There's no engine running, no breakthrough technology. They towed it to the top of a hill in the middle of the Utah desert and filmed it rolling back down. The camera angle carefully positioned so you couldn't tell it was going downhill. In that one video, that one piece of manufactured proof helped convince Wall Street, General Motors, and thousands of everyday investors to pour billions into a company that had nothing. No working trucks, no proprietary technology, no revolutionary breakthrough, just a really good liar with a camera. This is the Nikola Motors story, and it gets so much worse. Let's go back to 2014. Trevor Milton is a 32-year-old college dropout from Utah with a sales background and one previous startup under his belt. He's charismatic, he's confident, and he has a vision. Tesla is dominating headlines with electric cars. Elon Musk is worth billions, but nobody's cracked the semi-truck market yet. Milton sees the opening. He's going to build the Tesla of trucking, except better, because he's not doing batteries, he's doing hydrogen fuel cells. He names his company Nikola, as in Nikola Tesla. Subtle. And from day one, Milton understands something crucial. In the age of Instagram, YouTube, and viral videos, what people can see matters more than what's real. So he starts building. December 2016, Salt Lake City. Milton unveils the Nikola One in front of a packed auditorium. Lasers, smoke machines, the whole production. The truck looks incredible, sleek, futuristic. He tells the audience this truck is fully functional. It works. The technology is revolutionary. Nikola developed it in-house. Nobody else can do what they're doing. The crowd goes wild. But here's what he doesn't tell them. The truck on stage has no motor, no fuel cell, no battery. It's a shell, a very expensive prop. That doesn't stop Milton from posting a video to YouTube titled Nikola One Electric Semi-Truck in Motion. There it is, driving down a desert highway, smooth, powerful, the future. Except, we'll come back to that. Over the next few years, Milton keeps building the narrative, more prototypes. The Nikola 2, a luxury off-road vehicle called the NZT, partnership announced. Governor Doug Ducey of Arizona on stage called it a huge announcement, as Nikola picked Arizona for its headquarters. Milton's everywhere, podcasts, conferences, Twitter, and he's making bold claims. We produce our own hydrogen at below market rates. Our fuel cell technology is proprietary, years ahead of the competition. We engineer everything in-house. This is American innovation. Reservations start piling up. 7,000 pre-orders, hundreds of millions in potential revenue. And then, June 2020 happens. Nikola goes public, but not through a traditional IPO, through a SPAC merger, a special purpose acquisition company. It's the hot new way to go public without all the pesky regulatory scrutiny. The company merges with Bechtel Q, and just like that, Nikola is trading on the NASDAQ. The stock explodes. Within weeks, Nikola hits a market cap of $34 billion. That's bigger than Ford Motor Company, a company that's been making cars for over a century. Trevor Milton is now worth $8 billion on paper. Forbes puts him on their billionaires list. He did it, or so it seemed. 2 months later, September 8th, 2020, Milton announces the deal of a lifetime. General Motors, one of the largest automakers on the planet, is taking an 11% stake in Nikola, $2 billion. GM will supply battery tech, fuel cells, and even help manufacture the Badger pickup truck Nikola's been teasing. This is validation. If GM is investing, this must be real, right? Wall Street thinks so. Shares jump another 40%. Trevor Milton is untouchable for exactly 2 more days. September 10th, 2020. A company called Hindenburg Research publishes a report. The title? Nikola. How to parlay an ocean of lies into a partnership with the largest auto OEM in America. Hindenburg is a short seller. They bet against companies they think are overvalued or fraudulent. So yeah, they have skin in the game. But the report they drop is devastating. 67 pages, dozens of interviews, former employees, engineers, documents, receipts. In the bombshell, Trevor Milton has been lying about basically everything. Let's start with that video, the Nikola One in motion. Hindenburg talks to a former employee who spoke with Nikola's chief engineer. and the engineer admitted the truck wasn't driving. They towed it to the top of a hill and let it roll. Hindenburg even found the exact location, a remote stretch of road on the Mormon Trail near Grantsville, Utah, 2 miles long, perfectly straight, a 3% grade. They sent an investigator, put a Honda Pilot in neutral, let it coast. It rolled 2 miles and hit 56 miles per hour before stopping. The Nikola 1 did the same thing, except Milton filmed it with a camera angle that made the road look flat. Add some editing, some engine sound effects maybe, and boom, you've got a truck that appears to be driving itself. But it's not. This is the core of Milton's strategy, manufacturing reality. In 2020, people don't trust press releases, they trust what they can see. Videos, photos, demos. If you can show someone a truck moving, they believe it works. Our brains are wired that way. Milton exploited that. The Hindenburg report keeps going. Those hydrogen fueling stations Nikola claimed to be building, empty, mock-ups, facades. The proprietary fuel cell technology, bought from Bosch. The in-house inverters Milton bragged about on camera, purchased from a company called Cascadia Motion. That Badger pickup truck Milton said Nikola built from the ground up, a Ford F-150 donor truck with aftermarket parts slapped on. Interior, body panels, third-party components, nothing proprietary. Oh, and Milton's brother Travis, appointed director of hydrogen production infrastructure, his qualifications? He worked at his dad's concrete company, zero hydrogen experience. This is nepotism meets vapor war. But here's the thing, Milton didn't just lie once and hope nobody checked. He built an entire ecosystem of lies. Each fake demo gave credibility to the next claim. Each staged partnership made investors think, well, if they're involved, this must be legit. He weaponized credibility. And it worked. Until it didn't. The day the Hindenburg report drops, Nikola's stock falls 10%. Within 2 days, down 36%. Milton takes to Twitter, tries to fight back, calls Hindenburg a hit job, threatens lawsuits, posts screenshots, argues semantics. We never said the truck was driving under its own propulsions. Which is technically true, but also insane. It's like filming a paper airplane falling and calling it a flight test. The internet isn't buying it. September 14th, the SEC opens an investigation. The Department of Justice starts digging. September 21st, 2020, less than 2 weeks after the Hindenburg report, Trevor Milton resigns as executive chairman. The man who built a $34 billion company is out. In that GM deal, yeah, that collapses. GM eventually agrees to supply Nikola with some fuel cell components for cash up front, but the $2 billion partnership, dead. Nikola's stock is in free fall. Billions evaporate. Retail investors lose everything. People who put their retirement savings in this company are wiped out. Because Trevor Milton wanted to be the next Elon Musk so badly, he was willing to fake every step of the journey. For most people, this is where the story ends. Founder caught, company ruined, don't invest in SPACs, lesson learned. But the law doesn't move that fast. July 2021, almost a year after Milton resigned, federal prosecutors filed criminal charges. 3 counts, securities fraud, wire fraud. The trial happens in October 2022. Prosecutors bring receipts. Former Nikola engineers testify. Yes, the truck was a non-functioning prototype. Yes, the video was staged. Yes, Milton knew. A designer testifies about the Badger. Confirms it was based on F-150, not built from scratch like Milton claimed. Paul Lackey, a contractor, admits he fed information to Hindenburg Research in exchange for a cut of their short-selling profits. Messy? Sure, but his information was accurate. Milton's defense? He was just optimistic, enthusiastic. He believed in the vision. Any misstatements were exaggerations, not fraud. The jury doesn't buy it. October 14, 2022, guilty, 3 counts. December 2023, sentencing, 4 years in federal prison, a $1 million fine, 3 years supervised release. Trevor Milton, the man who convinced Wall Street he built the future, is going to jail. But what about Nikola, the actual company? Well, after Milton leaves, new leadership tries to salvage what's left. They bring in a new CEO, focus on actually building trucks this time, real ones. And they do, sort of. Between 2022 and 2024, Nikola produces about 600 trucks, battery electric and hydrogen fuel cell models. Problem? Most get recalled. Battery fires, coolant leaks, defects everywhere. And here's the kicker. Nikola loses hundreds of thousands of dollars on every truck sold. The business model doesn't work. It never worked. Through 2024, they're hemorrhaging cash, laying off employees, selling assets. The headquarters sold and leased back just to keep the lights on. Executives are running around trying to find buyers. Private equity firms, automotive manufacturers, anyone. 24 different investors get pitched. A couple show interest. One international manufacturer even signs a letter of intent, does due diligence for weeks, then walks away. No one wants to save Nikola because there's nothing to save. February 19th, 2025, exactly 4 years after Milton's resignation, Nikola files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Assets, somewhere between $500 million and $1 billion. Liabilities, over $1 billion. The company announces it will auction off everything. The factory, the intellectual property, whatever's left. It's over. But the story doesn't end with the conviction. As of 2025, Trevor Milton is still a convicted felon and still fighting. He appeals the verdict, goes public, claims he was punished for ambition, not fraud. The prosecutors criminalized exaggeration, something Silicon Valley has always rewarded. Online, the rumors take off. Talk of political connections, whispers of pardons, headlines about large political donations. Speculation spread fast. But here's the reality. There's no confirmed pardon, no court filings, no DOJ record, just noise. Meanwhile, Nikola is collapsing. By early 2025, the company is effectively insolvent. Production has slowed to a crawl. Cash is gone. Assets are being prepared for sale. Shareholders are wiped out. And then, one last twist. Court records show Milton explored buying parts of Nikola out of bankruptcy through an affiliated entity. He asked to inspect the factory, review the assets. Nikola's lawyers shut it down. The court agrees. Milton is denied access. The man who once claimed he was building the future isn't allowed back inside the building. From $34 billion to zero in 5 years. The lesson here isn't just don't trust charismatic founders or SPACs are risky. It's deeper. In the age of social media, reality is whatever you can make people see. A video of a truck rolling down a hill becomes proof of innovation. A staged photo op becomes validation. A bold claim on Twitter becomes gospel. Trevor Milton understood that in the 21st century, you don't need a working product. You need a compelling story and the visuals to sell it. He manufactured reality so well that even General Motors bought in. But here's the thing about manufacturing reality. Eventually, you run out of hill. Eventually, gravity takes over. And when it does, the fall is steep. This is The Dark Capital. If you want more stories about corporate deception, hit subscribe. Because trust me, there's a lot more where this came from.